Jump in that fire. Jump in that, hitting that fire. Jump in that whip. Jump in that, jump in that. Jump in that, jump in that. Chopper doing.
Welcome, basketball fans, to part 2 of tonight's doubleheader against the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs against the Fargo North Spartans in a matchup of the reigning state Class A, now AA champions in the Fargo North Spartans, and the number 5 ranked West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. Mustang Media is on the air. I'm Dan Wolf. Joining me for Game 2 tonight is Coach Jeremy Newton, head coach of the Cheyenne football team here at West Fargo Cheyenne. And Coach, what more can you ask for in a matchup like this?
Yeah, I agree. It's one of those nights. It's been like that. It was last Friday. It's tonight. That's what we love this conference. And that's why I love the basketball around here. It's just two great teams. I mean, you see athletes on both ends of the court. It's going to be super fun to watch.
It certainly should be. I was saying to Dane in the opening broadcast, it seems like 2.5 weeks ago that this thing started this season. It's 2.5 months ago, and here we are at the conclusion of the regular season. And a big game here, one of the rarities of, how schedules work out and that sort of thing. In the girls' game won by the Mustangs, those two teams are going to play each other again on Tuesday right here at Cheyenne. Cheyenne comes into this game the number 2 seed in the EDC, Fargo North the 3 seed. So while they wouldn't face each other on Tuesday, they are on that collision course to face each other next Thursday. And then next Thursday, it becomes kind of a wild and crazy sort of situation in that it's going to be played at high schools in the FM area, but it must be on a neutral court. Yep. So where these two, if they do end up facing each other, where they would play, it's kind of anyone's guess right now. It's one of those things that you have to keep an eye on. And so when you think about Fargo North, we know they're defending state champions. What in particular should fans of tonight's broadcast be looking at, in your estimation, Coach, for what they should expect from Fargo North?
They're battle-tested. They got some good senior leadership. Jeremiah Sem, one of the best athletes in the state. Carter Zeller is one of the most physical athletes in the state. They got Gatorade Football Player of the Year, Peter Haugo, out there. Very athletic. And, I'm going to piggyback that going into the tournament. I really think legitimately, no offense to the other teams, but I think there's legitimately 6 teams that can make state. So you get to that win 2 before you lose 2. You want to get to the win 2 first if you can. Put the pressure off you a little bit.
And we've talked about that in broadcast. Undoubtedly 2 or 3 of those top teams are going to make it through, but you don't want to be that team that gets tripped up, that maybe looks past an opponent or something like that, because as you pointed out, it is a wide open situation this year. And Fargo North, returning state champs, they weren't the number 1 seed going into the EDC tournament last year. They kind of came through the hard way, won a qualifier game, and end up state champions. And you mentioned Jeremiah Sem, one of the most dynamic athletes you'll ever see on a basketball court. And I've always maintained he is the scariest guy on the court for both coaches. Because he's the guy that scares the opposing coach because of his athleticism, but I think, to be honest, I think he maybe scares Travis Hogue a little bit too, in that you never know kind of what Jeremiah is going to do when he's on the floor. But you got a guy in Zeller with a high field goal percentage average every year because he's so effective at the rim. They've got shooters, as you mentioned. They've got Peter Haugo. Mustangs coming off a good win at Grand Forks Central on senior night at their place, and coming off a tough loss last Friday, but a really well-played game.
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready for the tournament. We just let's get one more step here and let's take it over. And I tell you what, the West has been notorious lately for having one team miss out on it or a 4 seed beaten out. They do it every year almost. This could be the year where the East is. I hope that doesn't happen to any one of the these squads. But man, it's a scary East this year, and God, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
It really should be. It is senior night here at West Fargo Cheyenne for the boys, and we'll get to that. Right now, we'll go ahead and go down courtside as you see the introduction of seniors.
Next up, we have Noah Olson. Next, we have Caleb Deere.
Baseball.
Baseball. I can't read today. I apologize. Baseball. Next, we have 13, John Engel. Next senior up is Jackson Miller. Jackson coming up in NBSU in the fall. That last senior for tonight is Joe Mahoney. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the parents, we thank our seniors for giving us so many fun and proud memories throughout the year. Watching you grow up to women and men and become participating in an activity you love is something we are forever grateful for. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for your West Fargo Cheyenne High School senior athletes.
So as we recognize this year's seniors, you know, Coach, we always say in these broadcasts how important that is really to recognize players who have dedicated so much of their time and their efforts to the programs and the sports that they love, and it's great to see that. The thing that really stands out to me here is there's as many seniors on this basketball team being recognized tonight as the girls basketball team and the volleyball team combined.
Yeah.
You just, you know, there's always a lot of athletes when they're young, and really it's a tribute to these folks, these players that have stuck it out throughout this. A lot of early mornings, a lot of late night bus trips, those sorts of things, putting your body through a lot, and great to see them being recognized tonight.
I agree. And I also you always tip the hat to the parents, because talk about all those kids that have the early hours and late hours stuff. The parents are the ones bringing them. And
when they're in elementary and middle school, it isn't the kids getting themselves to those practices and games. It's parents sacrificing a lot of time and money, and you know, everyone I'm sure would say they were happy to do it, but
sure.
you know, it is great to see.
Yeah, it's a grind, and it does, but it all pays off when you get to this. I mean, think of how many kids were, you know, on the 8th grade team way back when, and now to come to that many seniors, it's crazy.
It really is. So as we mentioned earlier, tonight's game, you know, maybe not the same kind of importance as the girls' game had, but you know, certainly Cheyenne would love to lock down the number 2 seed, and yeah, it'd be a feather in Coach Brandt's hat. You know, as you look back on the season, 2 losses to teams that are games that you felt like you could have won, even with that loss to Davies the other night, and you'd be talking about a regular season championship. But I'm sure Coach Brandt would say the regular season, yeah, that's great. It's fine to be recognized for that. But really, at the end of the day, what we're hoping for is an EDC championship and to make a good run at a state tournament.
That's right. That's what you get the trophy for the EDC tournament championship. So that's something that's very important, I know, to these guys, and gosh, they're primed for it. We'll see what happens.
We can give you some updates on to kind of close out the book on some girls action earlier tonight. We know that here at Cheyenne, the Mustangs were able to win 54-37 against Fargo North, but the other scores around the EDC went like this. West Fargo was able to defeat Fargo South 73-48. Fargo Davies, number 3 ranked Davies against number 5 ranked Horace. That's a pretty big matchup. There's still 7 minutes to go at last update. but Davies does hold a 12-point lead, 62-50 against Horace, and that one's being played in Horace. Shanley leads Grand Forks Central 33-17, just kind of early in the second half. So the boys' games look basically the same. The Davies boys are playing Horace. It's not a doubleheader there, so Davies is up on Horace 57-40 with about 14 minutes left to go in that one. And early going Grand Forks Central leads Shanley 16-12. So, Coach, is there anybody, as we look at Cheyenne and think about what they have going on, is there anybody that you think you see as kind of an X factor tonight, someone that's going to have to be a difference maker for Cheyenne to be successful against the Spartans? And we'll point out that Cheyenne did win the first matchup at Fargo North between these two teams.
Yeah, there's always the same for me. Even Brant was talking about Tommy Oneman. He was kind of getting after him on Tuesday night because he didn't think he was playing hard enough, and looks down the thing, he's 20 points and 17 boards.
Yeah.
So he'll be there, and I think that's always going to be something that's consistent for them. But I think him and Zeller's an interesting matchup because, who has a foul maybe, who has this or that, and who's going to budge on that because they're both so tough down low. So we'll see what happens in that match. I don't know if it's an X factor. I mean, that's pretty much the spotlight factor,
Okay.
But I think there's going to be something there.
I am interested to see how, are they going to do anything special against Jeremiah Sem? Defensively, are they going to do anything that's maybe out of the ordinary? Are you going to play man? I would anticipate Noah Olson probably drawing a lot of that assignment tonight, maybe some Caleb Deere as well. I know if you were to ask John Angao, he would love the opportunity to guard Jeremiah Sem. But keep in mind, North's a talented team. They've got some good shooters as well. And, it's not just going to rest on the back of Jeremiah Sem. If North's going to pull out a victory tonight, there's going to have to be a couple of guys that turn in some big performances. We'd expect it from Zeller, but someone else is going to have to show up for North as well.
Yeah, I think they're going to get something. I think both sides are probably going to get something that they've seen before against each other. Nothing is going to be a little vanilla, I think, tonight. They want to get through this game because the semifinal game is, not that they're there, but that's a heck of a lot more important than this one.
Right.
And again, not to say that this isn't important, but you know how it is.
Well, and that was the one question, guys, we wrap things up that I was going to ask you. Like, in that girls' game, you knew who your opponent is. How much do you share? How much do you show? That how close to the vest do you play things? Yep. And same thing here tonight. Undoubtedly, I would guess most coaches, at least if I were a coach, I'd probably have a wrinkle or two that I haven't shown on tape yet against anyone. That I'm hoping there's a time or place that an opportunity to show that. But do you show something like that tonight?
Or show something that you don't love, but you might just throw in there so that they have something they have to prepare about or think about for next time, too. It gets to be a chess match this late in the season, especially as many times as these teams play each other.
And a lot of these kids have known each other for so long, not just the kids on their own teams, but they've known and are friends with kids from other teams all throughout, certainly the FM area. These guys know each other, they like each other, but when the ball was tipped, it doesn't matter. At that point, the battle was on, and it's all about who can pull off the W, that's for sure.
Yeah, they play each other all the time. AAU, 7th grade basketball, 8th grade basketball, all the time.
Yeah, I think back to when some of these seniors were playing for me, and we were at a game at another school, and we were waiting to get in the gym, and my team was standing out in the lobby kind of waiting, and the other team comes up, and all of a sudden I heard it getting really loud, and I thought, oh boy, this could be trouble if they're going to get into it. And they were all going up and hugging each other, and they went to school together in 3rd grade at one school, and they went here, and it really is, they know each other quite well. So we're going to have the starting lineups here in just a moment. The lights will probably be going down. We do want to thank Essentia Health for being the proud partner of our Cheyenne High School's Mustang media team in this broadcast. Essentia Health, care close to home, and all season throughout the football and volleyball season and the basketball seasons. Shout out to Essentia Health, Apex Engineering, and Touchmark for sponsoring what happens here. And this is our last regular season broadcast. We're still kind of waiting to hear about some play-in or some quarterfinal games next week if we're going to be able to broadcast those. But I do want to also make a shout out to the hard workers, the students that make this broadcast possible. I'm always floored by the number of people that compliment me and talk about, oh, you guys did a great job on the broadcast, and I tell them quite literally, I just show up and I talk. It's nothing really more complicated than that, but if you folks could be here and see the work that goes into a broadcast by our producers, by our camera switchers, by our camera operators, it is fantastic, and it's all done by students here at West Fargo Cheyenne. And so hats off to those folks because they do a great job. They're taking time out of their schedule. This is a class that they're taking, and they do a fantastic job.
They really do. It's one of the best in the state. I watch a lot of games in the wintertime, and this is the best broadcast that we have of any that I see. Chase Miller's going to be mad at that, but that's tough.
And I should also point out that a couple other folks that should be recognized. All of this started a few years ago. It's kind of the brainchild of Aaron Canoto, and he continues to provide guidance. But I also want to make sure that we recognize both Dustin Salmon and Dylan Thomas. They have taken kind of over the running of Mustang Media here at West Fargo Cheyenne. Aaron's helping still coordinate things here, but trying to get this off the ground. And really, I tell anybody that I talk to that this is really something any big school should be doing. You have the ability, you have the technology, the infrastructure. This should be done by everyone because you have parents that want to hear and grandparents that want to see, their kids play. So a little bit different starting lineup tonight as the seniors are all starting. Turo Moni, Jackson Miller, Barry Penu, John Angao, and Noah Olson are the starters tonight. And for Fargo North, you have Ethan Welk, Jeremiah Sem, David Schilling, Peter Haugo, and Carter Zeller starting for the Spartans tonight. So both coaches kind of tipping their caps to those seniors that have made a difference. And as we expected, a good crowd here tonight as Cheyenne possesses the ball for the first time. Panu out to Turo Moni, off the long off the back iron, and Welk brings the ball up.
Be nice if we could get a three to fall early, a couple of them. We'll get ourselves in a rhythm, get that court spread a little bit so we can open it up for Tommy.
Welk drives, cut off by Miller. Miller still hanging with him. And here's Zeller going up, just using his body so well. Yeah.
He does it all the time. He's so good at it.
Understands leverage so well. And he's going to be the first to score. So North draws first blood up 2-0 early in the first half. John Angao must have talked to Brenna Dick about how to shoot the floater, the running floater, as John connects. And so we have a 2-2 game, and all the fans can sit down. Jeremiah Sam, Both Angao and Jeremiah Sam go down hard.
I just hope he didn't land on his wrist wrong. Kind of lost the grip as he was going up, and John was not allowing him to dunk on that play. And I think he's okay.
Yeah.
Come on, bud. No, that's his elbow. Shoot. A lot of times these things, they look bad, they look worse than they are. You just want to see him get up, and there you go. He's good. He's okay.
sure sore. And, you know, anyone who knows John knows he's a competitor, and you know, he saw Sam going to the rim, and he was going to contest that. And, you know, both guys went down hard. Certainly no ill intent on either part. But John's going to sit down and probably get looked at by the training staff real quickly as Caleb Deere's going to enter the game and replace him.
John said, "You're not dunking this time. I don't care." And he went up with a vengeance. I've never seen him go up that aggressively to block a shot in my life.
So Sam goes to the line for 2. Misses the first.
A lot of times when you land that hard too, it just shocks your body.
Yeah,
like, whoa!
Yeah, it's like that hard hit in football. It's just it takes you such by surprise that, you know, as you figure it out, you're like, I guess I'm okay, but it scares the crap out of you at first as Barry Penu pulls up, unable to convert. Zeller controls, and he's going to bring the ball down the floor and pull up from 3 at the top of the key. No good. And Schilling's going to pick up that foul as he's hits the arm of Caleb Deere as Deere's trying to control the rebound. Now, Coach, where were you in high school in the whole short situation?
We were in the transition.
Short, you were in the transition.
I played when the Fab Five went to Michigan. They were the ones that brought back the long shorts.
Good downhill take there by Barry Penu. You know, I'm a little older than you, so, you know, I used to get made fun of with the short shorts, and I think it's funny now that the kids all roll the shorts and all of that sort of stuff, and they're also jealous now of these shorts. I used to get made fun of for it. Great crossover. And I think Welk's going to pick that one up. Great job by Barry, changing speed in the crossover and blows past Welk.
It was. I had the JV pair. That's how it was. The JV pair of shorts I had were, you know, I didn't like those at all. They were a little too short. But by the time I was on the varsity on my senior year, we had a pair that was down to my knees. So that was really a transformation there.
In talking with Jackson Miller's dad, Dane, in the earlier broadcast, he said in looking for some pictures for senior night, he found he had some video of when Jackson played in 8th grade, and looking at that, he said, you know, all the shorts were down at the knees or below the knees, and now they cringe at the thought of that possibility. So Cheyenne with an early 6-3 lead here. Good to see John Angau reporting in at the scorer's table, so must not be too worse for wear, maybe a little sore. Great anticipation by Caleb Deere there, steps in front, gets the steal.
Tommy's itching to get into. He's been,
of course.
You can tell sitting there on the bench, he wasn't happy. But yeah, out of respect, he doesn't have a problem with it at all.
No. Turtle.
Good shot.
Good little step away, little fade away jumper, rattles that one home. Cheyenne with the 8-3 lead, and as we thought, Noah Olson drawing the assignment against Sam, and he is so athletic and so good.
Turtle had good position. He just pushed his arms down.
Oh, it's because it almost seems like Sam has maybe an extra levitation gear. He just hangs in the air, it seems like, for so long that the defense gets so impatient, and they figure he's got to let that go sooner or later.
And it's amazing to me. He hangs forever, and then he puts a soft shot up. Just a lot like John does, you know, where there's such good body control and just the ability to just take, and then just throw something soft up at the end.
So what would we consider our traditional starting 5 now on the floor for Cheyenne? That's Engel, Penu, Olson, Deere, and Oneman, as Sam makes both, and it's an 8-5 lead.
And we're going that high screen a little bit for Penu right away off the bat. Got to the rack a couple times, they like it. Need that one.
In and out, some fans thinking there should have been a travel called on Angao, but no call.
There's how go full dribble beats
and
everyone
there
down the court. Oh my goodness.
Wow. You will not see a dunk any more electric than that in a high school game anywhere in the country.
No. I was like, great take. Brings the ball down to his elbow and then still dunks it. Unbelievable. And with authority.
With authority. as Deer's being hounded there, and they're going to say it's off of him.
Another thing that dunk does, it's only 2 points, and everyone's got to realize that, but everyone's elevated right now. It's such a momentum swinger. The whole crowd it's buzzing right around here. It's just loud of people talking right now.
Good Euro step by Sem, unable to connect. He gets his own rebound.
We'll see what happens tonight, too. Sem was able to get his shot over on him a lot last time they played him, which is not usual. It doesn't happen very often.
Welk no good, controlled by Deer. They're looking inside for Oneman, and this is one of those probably rare teams that, has that looked like maybe a kick.
They didn't call it on purpose. He said, according to the refs, that it wasn't on purpose, and that's what.
And there's a finish. I was saying, Coach, that, Zeller being one of the few post players in the state that physically has the ability to match. Great block by Oneman. I think they're going to get Angau on a reach after that. But Zeller's one of those few guys that can match up physically with Oneman with that size and strength. He does give up some height to Tommy, but he's a very tough competitor inside.
For sure. I would like to say anyone that thinks North Dakota basketball isn't that good, there was two legit dunks, and then he almost went in for the third there. We're 4.5 minutes into the game right now. This is an impressive level of basketball.
So Schilling makes the first. And the second. 10-9 now the lead. Matthew Sem on the floor now. Carson Hannestead on the floor for the Spartans. They find Oneman, but great job getting around, and that left hand.
It's unstoppable. You can't stop that jump hook off his left hand unless you double it.
And it's, it's so much like, is that one Schilling loses, but they're going to say touched by Cheyenne. But by Michael. Oh boy, this is what happens when you get old. The lefty for Cheyenne that so many times driving to the rim. Mike Nile shooting right-handed, and Tommy's a natural righty, but he's developed such a good touch with that offhand, with that weak hand,
which has college scouts drooling over.
Matt Sem almost gets that one to fall. The circus reverse layup. Sully Irie, the fans are looking for a
little push off
there. Matt Sem controls.
He had him on his heels, though, more so than he pushed off. It just looked like a push off because he kind of had him on his heels.
Good change of speed by Matt Sem, but Oneman there to impact that one.
Ooh, that was a carry. That was a bad carry.
There's Tommy Oneman on the glass. And so certainly an up-tempo game, I think, is something Fargo North is comfortable with.
Yeah, we're tops. Both of us are top 4 in scoring.
Sem from deep. There was some contact, but no foul called. Sully Irie at the top of the key, going to set something up here. He looks, crosses over on Hannestead, gets a shot up. They're going to say it was a shooting foul. So Hannestead picks that one up, and that will send Sully Irie to the line.
I'd like to see him do that a little bit more. Sometimes he settles too much with just that three-point shot. He's got a little craft going inside like that.
Irie good on the first, extends the lead to 15-9. Eric DeBoer coming in for Schilling. Irie good on the second. So North certainly opening up the court. Opportunity for their athletes to drive. Good quick pass from Oneman there. Deer hounded by Matt Sem. Barry Penu. Great drive, great stop. can't get it to fall. As Sem and Oneman are fighting for that one, they're going to get Tommy on that.
Yeah,
he was in the bad position.
Yeah, gotta let it go.
They had it at first, but he kept trying to dig for it, and that's going to pick up a foul for Oneman. That's his fourth Mustang team foul, 3 team fouls for the Spartans.
Now those are ones you got to let go. It's tough, though. You work so hard to get the ball, and then you finally get it. God dang it, and you just can't quite get it, and you pick up a cheap one.
They had Zeller for a second. Oneman retreats and catches him, which leaves Matt Sem open. He's unable to connect. Jeremiah comes in, almost gets a steal.
Okay.
They're going to say that's going to go off of Irie. A lot of contact there, but it is coming up on that season where, the refs are a little slower with the whistle. They want to let the action kind of play out and kind of let the players decide what's going to happen rather than a call or the ref's whistle.
That's true. I'm a football guy. I like physical games. God dang, he just knocks it down.
He's so strong.
He really is.
As an 8th grader coaching against Carter Zeller, I would have said, well, basketball was obviously his future, but it's probably football is where he's going to find the most success collegiately. Not that he couldn't play college basketball, but he's going to be an excellent college football player as Jeremiah Sem takes the ball from Penu, pushes pace, pulls up for the 3.
Jeez.
And nothing but net.
I don't even think he knew he was going to shoot that till he released it, honestly. He just such a good athlete. Oh, he had deer in the cut.
Good
Nice
passing.
pass.
Oh. Olsen ends up with it. Kicks to Irie. That one's going to fall.
Hey. Needed that. They had a little run going there.
I was going to say, this game is going to be runs back and forth. You're going to have to weather some storms. You're going to be high, and then you're going to let the other team's going to go on a run of their own, and can you weather that as Sem sells that a little bit?
Yeah, he did. He kicked his leg out. He knew it's almost like a scouting report. It's the second time he's done that. He almost knew that Noah comes through the body on that, and he stuck his leg out, got it caught on there. Smart play.
So that'll be 3 free throws, and Coach Brandt talking, I am guessing, about that very thing to the ref. That
it's almost like the opposite of a flop.
Yeah.
Like he's sticking his leg out. He wouldn't do that on a regular shot.
Right.
But he's such a good athlete, he's able to do it.
And you saw it on the pull-up, made 3 before. He did not do that, but,
Correct.
Credit Sem for being smart and knowing how to make that work in his favor, his athleticism, as Turo Moni and Jackson Miller return for Noah Olsen and Barry Penu. So it's the big lineup for Cheyenne now with both Moni and Oneman on the floor. And Sem's good on all 3. So 19-17 the lead as we're under 10 to play here in the first half. Miller inside to Moni. A lot of contact from DeBoer, but nothing called. Deere unable to get that to fall, controlled by DeBoer.
Those will start falling. That was a really good look.
DeBoer pulling up from distance.
Wow.
And he cashes in. And that's North regains the lead. I think they haven't led since it was 1-0.
Not many times your off the bench guy pulls up on the white pre half court set. Oh.
Zeller rejecting Oneman. DeBoer goes in, drops it off to Zeller.
That's
Great
what he
use
does
of a
too.
pump fake, and he scores.
He's been doing that since he was 8th grade, since he was freshman.
Yep.
Always been able to pump fake, always thought leverage. He just has a knack. They're switching screens.
Yep.
Got caught in the dribble there.
Irie out to Miller, up high to Turo Moni, inside to Oneman. Help comes from Sem. Late foul, and not sure if that's going to be Zeller or Sem on that. I think maybe the ref waiting to see if that one ended up falling. But that'll be Carter Zeller's first foul, 4th team foul for the Spartans.
Kind of unfortunate for Zeller. He just kind of caught him wrong. He didn't really foul him, but I agree with the call.
Oneman makes the first. A trio of Spartans coming in. We've got Haugo, we've got Welk, And
Rose.
for the first time, Rose into the game.
He gives them good minutes, too. They have some height they bring off the bench. This is the most ability to stay with a Tommy Oneman type of team that we've seen.
And if you can run multiple guys at him and fresh guys, hopefully try and wear Oneman down.
It takes a little pressure off of Zeller. Now they can sit him. Remember, when they played Red River, they had to keep the one guy every time Tommy was out.
DeBoer again, unable to connect on that.
I think this time of year, legs is such an underrated factor. You've got to get guys rests.
Oh, they had Oneman deep in there against Taugo and just missed that mismatch, that opportunity. Salieri to Miller, hands off to Turomoni. Now they find Oneman inside. They collapse on him. Holy cow, 4 guys.
Right now.
Good change of direction. Good crossover by Salieri, and he gets right to the front of the rim and drops it in, and Cheyenne regains the lead.
Got to be frustrating for Hogue as a coach. Great defensive set there. They outplayed us the entire set, and then the last 5 seconds we go up and get an easy shot. 25 seconds a bust, and they lose in the last 5 seconds.
Sem gets to the rim, something he does very well.
I think he's already at double digits.
Jackson Miller going to try the 3. In and out, but good job by Money on the spot. Kick to Miller in the corner, up top to Deere. Good recovery by the Spartans. Turomoni off on that one. He got Sem in the air. Tried to take advantage and get that shot up. Rose inside. Good help by Jackson Miller, but he was standing out of bounds when he took that one away. As John Angao is going to return and go for Turomoni.
I'd like to see John look for himself on offense a little bit, make sure that he's healthy, because he comes back in, he's a tough kid, but is that injury still, or that fall still lingering with him?
And coming in for the Spartans, we have Schilling, who's going to replace.
Oh. Did he say something? That looks like the quietest kid on the court.
So technical called on
Welk.
Ethan Welk. So that's a personal and a technical. As Jackson Miller's going to shoot for the Mustangs, and he is good. So I don't know, did they reflect the additional personal foul? I don't see it up on the scoreboard here. As Miller makes both, and that'll give possession to Cheyenne, and Showing replaces Welk.
Welk is pleading his case.
Coach Travis Hogue
Still
talking to him.
It's all about perception, though. It's what the refs perceives happen.
Miller hounded by Matt Sem, gets it to Deere. Showing tried to poke it away, and Gao pops out, gives the pump fake, gets to the rim, and that's going to be a foul on Matt Sem, and John Angao on the floor for the second time. I think Matt was in the arc, in the protected arc, and I think had at least 1 foot in there. I don't know if he was there. There's a lot of traffic for us to see, but when you're in that arc, you're going to be getting the foul on that every time.
He for sure got himself set really fast. I didn't think there was a chance he'd get over and get underneath that. Like you say, all you had to have is a heel on the arc. Yeah. It's there for a reason.
So Cheyenne on a little 4-0 free throw run there. Makes their lead 27-24 as Angao now guarding Sem. They're going to get John on that. John giving ground, but it's just, it's a pick your poison thing when you're guarding Sem. Do you try and guard him that far out from the basket, and he can still create problems for a defense that far away?
I just think it's a mistake there to even have him with 2 fouls, even to flirt with that. You know he's obviously got a little vendetta there. He wants to play him hard.
And so that's going to put Angao on the bench. Deere in the corner. Drops it into Oneman.
Jeez, okay, what about that way?
There was
a lot of contact over
there was a lot
here.
of contact, but works out for Cheyenne as Jackson Miller drains the corner 3. You could see that hand draped across the arm of Oneman that time by Matt Sem, but no call. Again, it's that time of year. Refs are going to let things happen. Good spin move from Zeller, but a little out of control. Controlled by Oneman, and here comes Miller. Kicks to Noah Olson. Up top to Irie.
Let's get a good set here. Hey, didn't let him get set.
Yeah,
Can't run that high screen unless you let the
yeah,
screener
you
get
got to
set.
let that guy have time, and they go travel there on Miller.
Takes my 8th graders half the year to learn that one.
So 5:40 to go here. Both teams sitting at 6 fouls. So that's going to send each team to the bonus on the next foul. Great scoop by Matt Sem.
Tommy
rolled an ankle there.
Get up and walk on it, son. There you go.
Again, it's that shock, that pain that goes through you and you're not quite sure about it until you get up and move and go, okay, I can do this.
You roll an ankle, though, you sit on it for half an hour, you're done.
Yeah, you might as well keep going as long as you can on it. Oh, chance for a lob over the top. Oh, and there came Jeremiah Sem from the other direction. They're going to call Tommy Oneman on that one.
That's not good. That's 2 on him.
And that'll be 2 for Oneman. That'll send Jeremiah Sem to the line for the bonus.
It's that same little thing that Red River was doing. They're coming they're opening up to one side and sending that double team to that side.
It's hard when Oneman and his defender, you can't see when someone's coming along that baseline. And then you have someone with the athleticism of some of these North players. They're so quick getting there.
Yep. That
really causes some problems.
And like you say, it's impossible to foresee because you're posting up. You got great position. You
Yep.
get it to your free hand, and then they're there for it. That's really smart coaching there.
Sem misses the front end of the bonus. So no harm on that one. Oneman's going to take a seat as Turomoni replaces him. They go to Deere at the high post. He spins, gets around Matt Sem, but can't finish with the left hand. Matt Sem going to attack. He kicks to Schilling. No good. Jeremiah Sem brings it down, pump fake, and gets the putback.
Getting outplayed a little bit there.
And that's hard when you have both Oneman and Angao on the bench, and you're probably going to go that way the rest of the half.
For sure. We got to weather the storm here. 4.5 minutes left. Keep this thing keep it at 2. You keep it 2-point lead, we'll be happy as heck going into halftime.
Money drains one. That was huge.
That was huge. Got a hand in his face and everything. He just.
Oh!
Deere just got out of the way there.
Yeah.
They don't want to get posterized.
Highlight reel dunk.
Yeah.
2 of them now for Sem in this one. Easily the first one more impressive. As Deere, though, hey.
6 points to 4 points.
You have dunks. We'll take the threes. And Tim Brandt's going to take a quick timeout, so we're going to do the same. 3:59 to go in the first half. Mustangs leading 36-30. We'll be right back.
Our health. It's what keeps us doing what we love. It keeps our communities strong. So, how are you doing? There's no easier way to take care of yourself than checking in with us, your primary care team at Essentia Health. In person or online, we offer scheduling and appointment options that fit your life. We'll care for you today and keep an eye on things for the future, and if needed, get you back on track. So take some time to connect with us, because it's always good to check in.
All right, welcome back, fans. Mustangs leading 36-30. Fargo North with the ball.
Good timeout by Brandt there. There's a lot of emotions going right now. A lot of high-flying dunks, a lot of big threes. The crowd is into it. This is it's a fun game.
Oh.
Where's that? We
Yeah.
never get back on us.
And I think they're going to call Deer on that
That's
one.
Noah.
Or Noah Olson.
That's 2 on him.
Yeah, Jeremiah Sem definitely dipped the shoulder and threw it in there, but no call on that. So that's the 8th team foul, 2nd team foul on Noah Olson, or 2nd personal foul on Noah Olson. So this will be a bonus situation for Matthew Sem.
His foot's on the line. He can't go.
And he makes the first.
Yeah, his foot is really on the line.
And both. So the lead is 4. As Jeremiah Sem's going to put a little pressure on Barry Penu as he brings the ball up. Little token pressure, slow it down a little bit. Kick over to Deer. They find Moni inside. Turo kicks out to Deer. Up top to Noah Olson as we approach 10 on the shot clock. Barry lets it go.
Goodness.
And Cheyenne is heating up from the outside. No doubt about that. And, you know, every team does this, Coach, but maybe it's because we do so many of the Cheyenne games, but the shooting for Cheyenne at home is such a night and day difference, it seems like, from
It really
on the
does.
road.
They needed them too. I tell you what, we don't get those threes, and they're making their shots too. We could
They're
be-
answering. We're just, you know, trading threes for their twos right now, which is working out for Cheyenne. Barry pulls it back off the baseline, gets the ball back from Moni. 10 to go on the shot clock.
That's another
great
good
job
trip
by
to the rim.
Barry. Barry definitely engaged in this one.
Left hand too. It's Carey.
Sem, no good off the back iron, controlled by Turo. He's going to get that to Barry.
High screen for Barry. Give Brent credit. He noticed he likes the ball. Oh,
Heat check.
is he not? Oh, I was going to say, if that would have went in, then they would have called
Doesn't foul.
timeout there.
Hannestad,
What?
quick release, and he has that, and he can shoot from the outside. Sem leaves it short. Hannestad with the
Goodness gracious.
rebound, yeah, and that's frustrating.
That's just us being spoiled
Yeah.
right there. Tommy's out, and we think he's in, and whenever he's in, he always cleans
Yeah.
that up. Well, he's not in right now, boys. We got to get some rebounds here.
So 41-36, the Mustang lead. Noah Olson to Penu. And they are going to go to Turo.
Oh, and again a push off. And a hook.
Great
Just letting
roll.
him play it.
There it. Oh, and Turo could have gone up with that. But again, the three from the Mustangs. And that's got to be killing Coach Hogue over there.
They're just doubling down against
Yeah.
the 6 all day right now. And dealer bust.
Exactly.
Let's go. Triples. That's 4-3. 12 points off the threes they've had in the last 2 minutes.
Olson watching Sem step back for three. Barely draws iron. Miller, maybe smallest guy on the court with the offensive rebound. Kick to Turo.
Uh-oh. 5 threes.
Nope. And Deer gathering himself up, just it comes off too quickly and he doesn't pick that up. DeBoer's going to come back in for Schilling.
Still a good shot by
Yeah.
Turo. He was open. We're hot. Let her fly, baby.
And Irie in for Jackson Miller. So a minute and 1 second to go. 44-36, Mustangs leading. Good help by Turo, gets the hand in the face of Matt Sem, controlled by Deer. Barry's going to push pace. Kicks to Sully Irie. Good choice to slow it down. Good job by Barry.
I think
Kinda, he
he tried to
hesitated
dunk
with-
it.
yeah.
Should have just laid it in. He would have had it. That was a strong take, though. I think he's kind of mad at himself right now, too. He thought how he went up there.
But he does draw the foul. That'll send him to the line for two. 7th team foul for the Spartans. First on DeBoer. As Barry off on the first.
To expand the lead from when those two were out with
Well,
fouls.
yeah, they
it's
went
huge
out
for us.
with
4.5.
4:59 to
Yep.
go, and to extend this lead. You know, we talked about weathering the storm. Not only have they done that, they've extended the lead.
Yep, that's best case scenario for them right now.
Got to lock down for this last possession. Don't let them get a 3 and pull closer. Just to hold on this defensive set.
Oh.
There, Moni. Zeller turned his back on that. Moni smartly slows it down. Tipped out by Matt Sem. Still 14.4 to go. I think you hold for the last shot here. You don't give North another opportunity to possess the ball. No one knows who's supposed to be taking the ball out here, but Irie says, I'll do it.
If they get it in, we're going to go with Barry up top with double screen, I bet you.
Up to Moni, the elevator screen for Sully, but he's just going to slow it down. 5 seconds. And
that was a terrible possession.
Yeah, that really is disappointing. And with 2.9 and some of the range of high school shooters today, you just don't want to foul on this, right?
Right, absolutely. Make them shoot a 3.
If they make the 3, then they make the 3.
Don't give the best player a shot. Oh, goodness. That was sloppy D.
Yeah. Not the greatest last 30 seconds, but really good 4.5 minutes before that.
For sure.
As Cheyenne weathers that storm, goes in with a 3-possession advantage, 44-36 at halftime here. We're going to take a quick break, but just a very quick break, because we're going to be joined right after that by the head coach of the Cheyenne girls, Kenyon Wingenbach, and he's going to wow us with his basketball acumen. So don't go away. You want to be sure to be here for that. We'll be right back. All right. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to direct your attention down to the floor as the Student Council is hosting a teddy bear toss for Golden Drive homeless kids during the varsity games tonight. They did it at halftime of the girls' game, now doing it at halftime of the boys' game. So we'll let them do their thing. You just stick around, and then we'll talk with Coach Wingenbach here right after that. There come the Bears. Coach Wingenbach, got to say, the arms on the fans, a definite upgrade from the girls' game. Not many Bears made it to the floor in the girls' game. I'm not sure exactly why, but excellent work by the Cheyenne Student Council. Great to see them supporting such a worthy cause and helping homeless kids. So great thing to see. As I mentioned, Coach Kenyon Wingenbach, head coach for the Cheyenne girls, kind enough to join us here for a few minutes at halftime. Coach, great job tonight. Excellent win in a game that we talked about in the broadcast, that you want to win, but you don't want to show too much. You want to get through healthy, but you know it was just kind of one of those weird circumstances. But you pulled out the win, 54-37. What'd you like from your squad tonight?
Yeah, I thought we did some nice things within kind of our base stuff. We tried to clean up some of that stuff this week to get ready for the tournament. And like you said, you don't want to, play all your cards, because you're going to be – we already knew we were matched up in the first round. It was just a matter of where it was at. But I thought our kids came out and executed, especially defensively. And we just keep throwing that rock up there offensively, and sometimes it goes in and sometimes it doesn't. But, I really like the fact that we take care of the ball. We're one of the best teams in the league, the best team in school history in fewest turnovers. And so when that happens, you get enough shots up, and even if you don't shoot well, you're able to put some points up on the board.
That was one of the things we commented about in the broadcast, especially the second half. winning the battle of the turnovers. North went through a really poor stretch to start about the first 3, 4, 5 minutes of the second half, where they just couldn't really seem to get things going and turned it over frequently, and you guys took advantage of it and kind of extended that lead.
Yeah, we had talked about, if things aren't going your way offensively, you got to create something defensively. It starts with stops, we always say. So we got some stops early. We actually got some turnovers, and we're able to get out and run a little bit. And once we get out and run, things open up a little more, especially the offensive glass. So it all kind of ties together, but I thought defensively we played pretty well out of the half.
So you talked about tonight shoring your game up. So is that kind of how you feel going into the second of possibly 4 matches, or definitely 3 matches with the team? You're going to play them again hopefully soon. Is that just one of those things you go into that and say, hey, we're going to be vanilla, we're going to work on our stuff, be as good as we can, and then maybe see if we can tweak stuff the next time you play them?
Yeah, so we've been working on some things, not just for North specifically, but just for the postseason. Some things that we haven't shown a lot this year, but we didn't really need to. We've been practicing pretty well in it, and we didn't really need to show anybody what we were doing. But it's not like it's a secret anyway. But
sure.
I thought our plan today was just go out and play, do your thing, and do your base stuff, but clean up some of those things that even in the first half we held them to 22, but there were a couple where we just let them drive right by us. We tried to clean up a lot of that stuff, be a little more solid defensively. And then offensively, we're just moving and cutting, and they did a good job on Brenna, and she had a tough game, but we were able to come through with her not scoring that much.
Well, one of the things I particularly liked about your team's effort tonight, Coach, was you know what you're going to get from Brenna Dick in terms of effort and output and that sort of stuff. But you saw a lot of girls, nobody with a huge night on their end, but a lot of contributors offensively. Abby Seavold had, I think, 4 3-pointers. That was great to see. But second half, Cora Metcalf was involved. Kellen Fosher did some nice things. Zoe Keene had a nice little step under along the baseline. How important is that as you're hoping to qualify for the state tournament and make a run in the state tournament? How important is it to get as many contributors offensively as possible?
Yeah, I think early in the year, if Brenna wasn't scoring, we weren't winning. And we knew that was going to be the case because we were super young. We started, 3 sophomores and a freshman, 2 of which who have never played varsity basketball before. So we knew that transition was going to be a little rough early, and Brenna did a good job of just kind of, taking all that. And now, even if she doesn't score well, I thought she played pretty well. She just didn't score the ball very well. Mm-hmm. Those other kids just kept playing within the system, and with Zoe and with Evie, they've won state championships, and they've competed at the state tournaments in different sports, so they came in fearless, right?
Right.
And so you watch Evie play, and she has no business going out there with the confidence she plays in, but that's just how she is. She's been there, done that before, and maybe it hasn't been in basketball, but you saw that early with the Mandan game. She just shot the shot because she was open.
Yeah.
And so you gotta love kids like that, and those kids will be just fine in the tournaments.
How's the progression of her? I know you got to be happy with where she's come to the beginning of the year, where maybe you thought she was going to be at, but I hadn't seen her play. A lot of the fans hadn't seen her play, to where she's progressed to now. How big is that going into the postseason?
It's huge. It's huge. It's huge for our future, but even just right now, she's able to help us. She's just been rock solid. I thought she hit maybe like that freshman wall in January, but she bounced right back out of it. One thing with her, she was ready to play right away, and then she had the appendix issue, so we had to slow that progress down a couple weeks. That put her behind, and she just kept plugging away, and we played her in a couple JV games, and then once she scored like 25 and a half, we were like, you probably shouldn't be playing JV anymore. I don't think I'm going to make very many friends in this league if we do that. So she's just a great kid with a great feel for the game, and she's super competitive. So we've been really happy with her.
Last couple things that I have, Coach. Just one thing as coaching a different varsity sport, for me, I've always thought how important it is to get your kids in that mindset to stay in the present, to be present, to not project things out, any further than being in that moment right here, right now. So I'd like your thoughts on that. But the other question I had is, notoriously postseason, the refs, they're a little slower with the whistle. They let a little more, checking and a little more contact happen. Is that something you address with your kids going into an EDC or a state tournament?
The second part, not as much. I feel like for us, we have 3 of the most physical kids on the court with Callan and Brenna and Cora.
Okay.
And so that kind of plays into our favor. If even in this game, there wasn't a lot of fouls called, and I thought we handled everything really well. Those are 3 really strong athletes that I don't worry too much about. And then the first part, you had talked about
staying in the present, just being present.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. And we talked about, at this point, the seeds don't matter. And all they have to do is ask their hockey friends.
Yeah.
You just need one shot. Look at our team last year. We got beat by 40 to Davies and held them to 40 in the EDC. Like anything you just got to get your foot in the door, and then you just got to blow it open. And I think we're ready for that.
Me too.
Well, Coach Wingenbach, we appreciate you taking some time and visiting with us here. Good luck as the EDC tournament starts with the hosting of Fargo North. Do we know a game time yet on that?
Yep. So we'll be a doubleheader with the boys. We'll be at 5:30. They'll be at 7:30 on Tuesday.
That's great. Again, we are hoping to bring you that action on Mustang Media, but even better, as much as we'd like you to tune into Mustang Media, come out and support the student athletes. They've worked tremendously hard for 3 months now, by the time you count the beginning of the season, and they could certainly use your support as they both teams will try to qualify for state and hopefully make a deep run at the state tournament.
For sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so second half here. Turo Moni's going to start things off with a shot from the outside, no good. Coach Brandt going with that same starting lineup, the seniors for the second half. Jeremiah Seb gets to the basket. And that's one thing you never want to take off down court.
No.
With any team, you get guys that get pretty sneaky and crafty at that. They kind of act like they're heading down court, and they turn around and suddenly they've got a steal and an easy look at a basket. As John banks that one in, I'm sure he called that.
He's frustrated right now.
Yeah,
he wants
he
to
is.
get back in the swing of things. That was a good shot for him to hit. He's got to settle in. His shots are going to come.
So Welk over to Sem. Zeller kind of sets a screen for him. The bank shot no good. And Zeller gets fouled on that one, on the putback. And I think they're going to get Noah Olson on that, and that's Noah's third. Not ideal, but you can let him go for a while here.
Yeah.
As Zeller
We got 2
makes
on the
the
court.
first, yeah.
Zeller has soft touch at the free throw line, too.
He
He kind of
did.
has to. He gets fouled so much.
Yeah.
He's an impressive player.
And Zeller 2 for 2. So far, just trading baskets for Cheyenne and North to start the second half here.
That's fine with us. Do it for another 16 and a half, and we'll be done.
Barry in the corner, drops it inside to Turo Moni. Turo, good use of the pump fake. Couldn't get himself free, but finds John Angau cutting, and John just looked like maybe couldn't quite get the handle on the ball and misses that one.
Great cut and great pass, though. Keep doing that. It's going to fall. Jeez, speaking
But,
of which.
such good footwork. And that's, I think, a result of the football, that the footwork that Zeller has. He catches that in a kind of a mid-spin, and it doesn't faze him at all as Moni sets the high screen for Angau. Penu pulls the trigger. He's short. Olson keeps it alive, but it's going to go out of bounds to North. Noah's going to take a seat. Caleb Deere's going to come in.
You got to get in rhythm here. Got to get a stop. Like Coach Kenyon said, man, you got to get stops. It's going to come down to that, and we got to get a stop here. That was a travel.
Schilling thought he might have a pass to Zeller, but he kicks it out to Sem. Sem calls for the high screen. Doesn't use it. Pulls up for the three.
Jeez.
And drains it anyway. That step back kind of fadeaway three. He has no problem shooting that time after time down the floor.
No. And it's impossible to stop. You don't even know he's going up. All of a sudden, boom, he pops up.
Hand off to Deere, up top to Miller.
A little worried about old Sem right now. He's starting to feel it, and that could be a problem for us.
Great find of Deere. He's going to go up strong against Zeller and Sem. No foul called. So the Spartans, a chance here to take a lead for the first time since about the midway point of the first half. And Schilling gets to the rim. And
third time I've seen Schilling take the ball to the rack aggressively, and he's impressive. He's just kind of one of those guys that is under the radar a little bit.
So North with the lead now. John, great drive, but he leaves that short. Haugo pulls it down. Sem nonchalantly pulls up for the 25-footer. No good.
A sentence you didn't think you'd be saying very often.
So that one's going to be on Schilling. That's his second. Oneman in for Turomoni.
Lost that lead from half already, and it's enough time. Tommy said, Coach said we're putting Tommy back in.
And you point out that John is frustrated. You can see that. He's had a couple of what he would consider easy looks, and you just can't let that frustration build on you. You just have to stay calm and know that you're going to make those. But then the frustration comes, and you force things, or you make a poor choice, and then that really hurts the team.
And as they say, once you start missing a couple shots, then you start squeezing it, then you start making juice with it.
Good job by, good spin move by Penu. Shoots about an 8-footer, 6-footer, uncontested.
He's been a huge factor in this game for us. A lot of good takes, a couple big threes.
Haugo back up to Sem, out to Welk. Watched by Miller. He comes baseline, drops it off to Zeller, and there's Oneman. Oneman didn't bite on the pump fake that time. Welk, he's going to pull it up. He can't find it. Long rebound pulled down by Zeller. Hands off to Haugo. And they're going to get Tommy with that one, and that's his third. And,
Tommy didn't need to foul him there.
No,
he already had the
he
shot.
just,
He kind of just slapped his hand down.
Just, contest and just make it difficult on him. But that's now 3 on him. And that puts Coach Brandt in a predicament.
A little bit of a pickle.
Do you go back? Obviously Tommy is the rim protector, but he's got the 3 fouls, and there's 13:39 to go as, North takes a 1-point lead.
No, I think you let it ride. It wouldn't be a terrible idea if we could score a basket to get a timeout here, just to regroup and just to let Tommy know, hey, let's be smart, play straight up.
Deere, the lob to Oneman. I don't know if he was trying to dunk or just that's where the ball was, as John can't find the range there from the corner.
Certainly in his mind frame, that's for sure. You could tell. That wasn't a power dribble to go up for a layup.
Zeller up top. Drops to Haugo, who gives it to Welk. Now Sem on the wing. Zeller backs in for the screen. And they're going to get Deere on that.
That was okay. It's pretty good D, especially considering the amount of contact we've seen on several shots tonight.
And I always think as a coach, and even for us coaching at the middle school level, you just want to see consistency, right? You just want to see it being called the same way both directions. And, I'm sure Coach Brandt feels like maybe that's not the case right now. That's only Deere's first foul, but it just, you want to see consistency. You can live with that, and the kids can. The kids kind of get a sense of it within the game, within the flow of, where the boundary is, and I don't think that they feel like that right now.
A little bit, especially the one Deere went up, and you can make a case that he got fouled there. And that's fine, you didn't call it, but then to get a ticky-tack one here is kind of.
So Irie drops a 3. And that's
That's
what
huge.
really helped Cheyenne in the first half. Some timely shooting. They were hot. And so Cheyenne pulls up the lead. There's Hannestead.
Hannestead is not afraid of any
No,
shot.
he is not. And there's 2 extra possessions for North, finally controlled by Sully Irie. He goes cross court to Angao.
Kick it.
That's his spot, and that's why. And
That's a good timeout.
Coach Brandt's going to get a short timeout, and we'll do the same. Mustangs leading 54-50, 12-16 to go. We'll be right back. Mustang fans, Essentia Health is proud to be the premier partner of Mustang Media, working with Cheyenne High School to make a healthy difference in the lives of the students and families we are privileged to serve. Essentia Health, like nowhere else. So Hannestead up top. Hands off to DeBoer. Jeremiah Sem to Matt Sem. Good
take.
crossover and downhill to the rim. Good finish by Matt Sem. Spartans pull within 2. Sully Irie opts not to use the screen from Oneman. Oh, that was halfway down and out.
Big board by Deere. Does all those things. Don't even really go in the scorebook.
Oh,
Ah, shoot.
I think they're going to get, yeah.
Sully was frustrated.
Sully on that one. He missed that little teardrop floater and then just got frustrated, commits the foul. That's 14 fouls on Cheyenne to only 1 for the Spartans this half.
Just saying.
11:36 to go. Great anticipation by Deere, but just can't pull it away from DeBoer. Catches up, and DeBoer finishes anyway, and we're tied.
He's got a nice soft touch, too.
He really does. And Gao drives against Hannestead and finishes.
That wasn't even close. He didn't even try to contest any of that. That's good. John settling in. That
Zeller
three
up
helped.
top to Hannestead. Haugo, the lefty, tries to drop off to Zeller. Good job defensively. No foul called. But a steal by the Mustangs, a chance to extend the lead.
Good
Great
pass.
find, and Tommy throws that one down with authority.
They didn't have the double team coming.
Well,
that
they
time.
didn't, and really that was Oneman holding Zeller on his hip as long as he did, as Sem
That took a
gets
play
to
out of
the
Zeller's
rim.
playbook.
Yeah. He really did. So trading baskets at the moment.
What a great start to the half of basketball.
Oh.
Goodness. That's going to be away from
And
the
there
ball.
is going to be away from the ball. I think they're going to get Hannestead on that. At least he's the one protesting, and that's his second. Haugo on the floor for Hannestead. Let's see if the elevator screen, Haugo was prepared for it, and Zeller helped out. John, step back, he wants it, he feels it. Irie, good drive, just can't get that one to fall, and he's
And-
going to pick it up another one.
Another one, just a beautiful move, just like the last one. All the way, ball was 3/4 in, then came out both times, and then he gets up a cheapie on it after 2. Shoot.
So that's the second on Sully, 5 on the Mustangs here in the second half. We've moved under 10 to play. Mustangs holding the 2-point edge. Matt Sem. Now goes to Haugo. He had Haugo there the whole time. Salieri fell down, and that left Sem wide open, and he converts.
It's amazing to me, as well as we seem to be playing in the second half here, we're down a point.
Yeah, and had led by 8 at halftime. So, North has done a good job of closing this gap. As John's going to drive, jump stop. Oh, Jeremiah Sem gets a hand on it. It's a little wild out there right now.
How's he not pushed?
No, Olsen drops it off to Tommy.
Pass.
Good pass. Good finish by Oneman.
Boy, this is a good basketball game right here.
DeBoer to the middle. Turnaround jumper swatted by Deere. Kicked out to Haugo.
Rare
I
three.
don't think that's the guy you want shooting the three if you're North.
It's not his
And the
game.
fans letting him know that he didn't draw iron on that. Oh, they were looking for the alley-oop, but they're going to get Matt Sem, his second on that.
Nobody's really in foul trouble for North at this point in time.
No, I think no one more than two. Penu and Miller back on for the Mustangs as Angao and Deere get a quick break. Ooh, that was close. Kick out to Noah Olsen. That's his spot. Can't get it to fall. Oneman and Zeller fight for the ball, but it ends up in Matt Sem's hands. Dropped off to Zeller, and here comes Haugo. He can't finish. Zeller with the rebound. He does. He cleans it up.
Haugo a little out of control there, but Zeller is just cagey. Just there for the putback.
And he's so strong, that base, that you just
Yeah.
don't move him out of there. Oh,
No.
and they're going to get Haugo on that.
Oh,
Barry's a
under
little
control,
upset.
Barry.
Yeah, you know, just keep your cool.
Oh, it wasn't a malicious foul.
No,
He's
it
a big,
was.
strong kid.
He is. I mean, both were running backs. You would think they
Yeah.
should be used to contact and
they're both-
how to deal with it.
They're both giving each other crap right now, too.
Barry, good anticipation by
Yep,
Zeller.
it
He
really
saw that
was.
one coming. And Zeller goes hard to the rim, and he finishes. And that's a three-point lead for North.
They both got to have, him and Sam both got to be over 20 right now.
Sully looks to drive, throws that up. That's going to be on Haugo as well. That'll be Haugo's second, and that should be a shooting foul. So we go to the line. Now 5 fouls apiece for each team. Each with a foul to give before sending the other to the bonus.
Must have heard us nagging a little bit, even her up on.
Who is us? Who's us up here, Coach?
Okay, maybe me.
So he leaves that one on the front iron.
I thought we were a team.
Second is good, and so it's a 2-point lead for North. Coming down on 7.5 to go here in the second half. Up top to Zeller. Decides not to hand off to Matt Sem, and then
Jeez.
drops the three.
Back up to 5 now.
And here comes that help. Good job by Oneman. Jeremiah Sem almost got that one, but Oneman holds tough.
That's a tough one, too. That could have went either way.
Absolutely. You don't hire engineers that are good enough, you hire the very best. Incidentally, so do we. Apex Engineering Group, there is no B team. As Oneman misses the first, and Gao back for Noah Olsen. Looks like Deere is waiting to give Oneman a break. So that's going to be a pretty small lineup, but that's kind of what North has on the floor. But Zeller is strong and powerful. We'll see who ends up with that assignment.
They'll put Deere on them. That's the only choice they have. Or go
So-
zone.
So Oneman going to get a break. I'm going to guess this is the last break time he's going to get
Yep.
the rest of the way, unless it's foul related. And we'll see what Coach Brandt dials up for defense.
How about Deere? The versatility of him. He's
Yeah.
guarded Sem and he's guarded Zeller. He'll guard anyone on the court.
Kind of like a Swiss Army knife out there, but Zeller using his strength. No good there. Matt Sem almost gets it. Haugo pulls it down, then Millard pokes it away. Gets it to Angao. Up to Jackson Miller, who's going to attack. He gets fouled by Haugo. Haugo reaching in on that, and that's the last to give, or actually that's going to send Miller to the line for a 1-and-1.
Good take by Jackson.
It was. They were having trouble transitioning to D, and he saw the hole. And why not attack that? That was left short by Miller. He almost pulls down the rebound.
Timeout.
Deere gets it. The ball's still rolling around, but somehow ends up in Angao's hands as Coach Brandt was trying to stand up. And there's a foul on Haugo, and that's 4. He's racked up 4 in about 2.5 minutes here.
That was questionable. Yeah,
he was. John's momentum was taking him away from the basket, and from here it looked like Haugo was just kind of letting him go that way, but they call it on him, and that's going to send John to the line for 2. And he makes the first. And DeBoer,
go ahead.
DeBoer just replacing Haugo.
We left quite a few free throws short tonight. Our legs must be a little tired today.
You almost think it's a little bit of a bonus playing on a Thursday tonight and getting that extra day of rest before having to start your tournament run.
Yep, it'd be nice to have a just short shoot around tomorrow and then, let him have the weekend, get those legs back.
Matt Sem follows his own shot, unable to convert. Barry pushes tempo. John's going to pull up from one of his spots, unable to convert. Jeremiah, good job by Jackson Miller slowing him down, but it doesn't matter. That's just the athleticism of Sem.
Yeah.
So the lead's back to 4 for North. John doesn't give up with it. He drops that one in. And so it's within 1. Under 6 to play. DeBoer gets
the right hand.
DeBoer got the edge on Barry, and he got past him, and that was that. Barry giving up, good 6-7 inches in that situation.
It was a well-designed play, though. They gave him that kind of run through and gave him the right hand. We weren't there for the help.
So Sem brings it up slowly here. Good move by Zeller, and he's just so powerful. Tommy Oneman's waiting to get in. It's just there hasn't been a dead ball, a stoppage of play for him to get on the floor. And, I think if you're Coach Hogue, you keep going to Zeller as long as you possibly can with Oneman on the bench as Matt Sem comes from behind, and he finishes at the rim, and that's going to be a timeout for Coach Brandt.
Getting away, getting out of hand here. We got a big run, like you said earlier.
Down 7. Spartans lead the Mustangs 74-67. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Mustangs with the ball, 4:50 to go. See if Coach Brandt drew something up specifically out of this break. As Penu Up top to Oneman. They're going to look for
Deer on the post
and
up.
go.
Oh, goodness.
John able to maintain possession. No foul called there. And Schilling looking to throw this down, and he does. Oh, hung on the rim for a sec there, but no call.
So it's legal to do if you're gonna fall on your back.
Right.
That's a good rule.
It really is. Good backdoor cut, but John can't hold on to it. They're going to say it went off of Sem.
We need a basket here.
Yeah.
Hate to say desperation time, but down 9 with 4 to go. We need a possession or 2. We're going to need some things to go our way in the stretch. Right now, they seem to be getting every loose ball.
Yeah.
They seem to be wanting a little bit more than we do at this point in time.
Good job by Zeller cutting off Oneman. Deer can't make the wing 3, and so Sem going to walk this one up, eat some of that shot clock as we're under 4 to play.
Their fans see, they know the momentum. They know this possession's a big one for them.
North with the 9-point lead, handoff to Sem. He pulls the trigger and makes it.
He's just all smiles down there, too. I mean, I would be, too. He's having himself a game. He's got to be close to 30.
Now it's 12. Barry gets it inside to Tommy. That help comes, but too late. Tommy fights his way through, drops in
Good
the 2,
patience.
but again, Sem just walking it up. Clock is not the friend of the Mustangs right now.
You're looking at 7 possessions right now. I mean, total. You got to be careful here. We're down.
DeBoer, though, unable to make it.
Down 4 possessions. So we're going to have
Saved
to
by
really
Hengao.
outscore. Don't let the clock get down too low.
John attacks, and they're going to call Jeremiah Sem on that one. That'll be the last of the 1-and-1 opportunities for Cheyenne.
And it stops the clock,
too. You know, and that's, if you're the team in the lead, the worst thing you can see is that scoreboard changing in favor of your opponent with the clock stopped.
Yep.
John makes the first. That was huge. Need this one.
It'll be interesting to see if we put a little pressure on, or if we're just going to kind of be content with having a good half-court defensive set. Problem with Sem, you pressure him, you're going to get dunked on.
So the lead is 8. Again, Sem going to use time as he brings the ball up. It's a 3-possession game right now.
So
Good
hard
up
to
and
stop.
under by Zeller. Cheyenne could use some of that trading 3s for 2s now as Sem almost gets that one. Tommy all over the boards,
Goodness, good
unable
effort.
to pull it down. Great job keeping that alive and trying to tip it in, but now we're winding down towards 2 minutes and down 10, 4 possessions, and they're having trouble getting a look at a 3. DeBoer drives in deep, gets stuck. Zeller's going to pull the trigger on the 3, unable to get that. Controlled by Deer, and Gao pushes. Tommy's looking for the ball inside. He gets it. Sem comes over to help, but that's really more token pressure. Under 2 now.
It almost feels like Brant's okay with a loss, just want to get down 11. You know?
Yeah.
It's almost like we're pressing to, it's just.
Saved by DeBoer. Matt Sem somehow almost gets that to fall. And they're going to say that's off of Deer.
New possession clock, too. Now
Yeah.
you're down to 3 possessions, and we're down 3 possessions.
And Cheyenne does have a foul to give.
At this point in time, what do you be real? Okay, we're going to talk about it.
Well, we can. We'll stay here for this one. You know,
Do you be real aggressive and not be afraid to put them on the line? Do you play? Because I mean, we're almost getting to the point where you got to start forcing the action a little bit.
you know, I think, you know, and there's a couple guys for North that, in my opinion, aren't the greatest free throw shooters. Even Jeremiah Sem is not a high percentage free throw shooter. He's shot it okay tonight. But I think, you know, you have to start looking at going for some steals. if you're going to try and pull this out, you have that one to give. It's obviously with a couple of the guys with like Jeremiah Sem, you just got to be careful of what you're doing. I don't think you want to foul Zeller. He's a good free throw shooter. And it'd be interesting to see if Coach Hogue puts a couple guys on the floor like Hannestead, some better shooters, to see if that makes a difference.
I'll tell you what, we played these guys 2 years ago. My son was a senior, and these two players, Zeller and Sem, did the exact same thing to them as sophomores.
Yep.
They're impressive kids.
Some updates around the EDC and boys action. Davies defeats Horace 94-66. Central beats Shanley 75-47. West Fargo, with under a minute to go, leads South 82-76 in that girls tilt between the number 3 Davies Eagles and the number 5 Horace Hawks. Davies wins that one 79-74. So DeBoer out deep. Are they going to look for him? That's the safety valve. Deere almost gets a hand on it. Now they'll get it in Sam's hands. Still 20 on the shot clock, so he's going to
take their time and do a high screen. See how he sticks his butt in? It's a weird screen. He sticks his butt in so he can already be into the roll.
Yep. And he's setting up for it. So under 10 to go. Here it comes.
Good no call.
Oh, and Deere comes out of there with a break opportunity, and he's going to attack, and that's a block.
Goaltend.
You could see that setting up, that Matt Sem was kind of leaning back on that.
For sure he was. I felt like that could have been considered a goaltend as the ball was trapped on the backboard.
And Sem is now down.
I think he's okay. I feel like he got a shot to the midsection a little bit.
Trainer taking a look at him.
He's all right.
Coach is going to use this as a free timeout to talk about some things here. Looks like Hannested's going to come off the bench to replace Matt Sem as he's still trying to gather himself and get up. And there he goes, so he seems to be okay. So at 59.8 to go, Deere's going to go to the line for 2, down 8. You make it, it's a 2-possession game, but both of those possessions have to be 3s. Probably a little too early for the intentional miss or anything like that.
No, yeah.
You just got to make sure you make these.
Yep.
If one is missed, if you're Tommy Oneman or John Angao, you've got to fight as hard as you can to try and corral the rebound. As Deere makes the first.
Yeah, it's most important right now to get it to 2 possessions. Get a stop. Maybe a turnover. The thing is North isn't too, they don't mind shooting the shot clock with down to 15 seconds. They're not wearing it down too much.
No. So.
I got pressure now.
A little pressure. And
Coach
Ho's going to take a timeout.
Great timeout.
Make sure that he knows his guys how they're going to attack this.
Did you notice, though, they had it busted perfectly, too. And they just got the ball in the middle, were streaking, and they already had called timeout. He's like, shoot.
Yeah. Best laid plans, and then something goes awry. Fans, this broadcast is sponsored in part by Touch Market Harwood Groves, a full-service retirement community complete with a health and fitness club offering fitness classes, personal training, and more so you can stay active with your grandkids for years to come. Visit touchmarkfargo.com to learn more. So when the timeout was called, I'm guessing it's still a baseline possession. Made free throw, coach, refresh my memory. Is that able to move on the baseline, or because it was a dead ball situation?
Not anymore. We'd already put the ball in play.
So there's no movement allowed. And I don't know if this is going to be the 1-2-1-1.
You're right.
If this is a 1-2-1-1 or just a man situation, but North will have their hands team out, so to speak, to handle the ball here.
You can see how they broke the pressure. They're going to put it in the corner and then get the ball to the middle. That's what they want to do. There it goes. Now
cross court to Matt.
Well, they got no one in the middle. That was a mistake. Well, we didn't rotate over. Tommy should have came through.
And John's going to pick that one up. That's the one to give. So 47.8 on the clock, but the foul does reset the shot clock. So now it's going to be bonus time for the Spartans on any foul. Kicked out to Zeller. That's the guy you don't want to foul. Sem, maybe it's okay. It is the 2-possession game. And there, Irie's going to pick that up against Matt Sem, and that'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity. Sem good on the first, so that pushes it to a 3-possession game with only 32.8 on the clock.
Bang.
And makes both. And Coach Brandt's going to take a timeout.
I would have thought maybe we would have liked to have gotten the ball in quick, got an easy bucket,
Yeah.
and then call timeout. But he wants to talk about it now. He's got something in his mind he wants to talk about.
Well, down 8 with 32.8. It's really,
It's tough.
it doesn't have to be a 3, but you're living incredibly dangerously unless you have Reggie Miller somewhere waiting to take the floor and, and score about 9 points in 7 seconds for you. So
Get the rifleman Chuck Persons out
yeah,
here.
you need something. And we'll see if North maybe shows some pressure just to try and eat some clock as Cheyenne brings the ball up the floor.
Definitely want soft pressure here. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We had him in transition there. Now they get
Right.
a chance to set up. Well, he runs the old Sully deep. They gave her back for that one, though. They did the same thing against Central on Tuesday
Tommy
night.
gets it up to Irie. And there's the handoff to John, but hounded by Haugo.
Okay, guys, we're not a stall
Yeah,
here.
this is,
They're content
they're just,
going
okay,
in.
they're going to let it just be.
They don't want to go down 11. It's not a bad play.
It's no.
Keep
no,
your seed
it's
the way
not.
it is. Avoid West Fargo, who put up 85 tonight.
And that actually stays with Cheyenne. So North is going to be the victor tonight, but it keeps the seedings the same. Depending upon how the rest of the EDC schedule goes, that will shake out with who Cheyenne is going to play next time on Tuesday. But, a good basketball game against two talented teams.
I
right?
was saying, I kept looking at the score thinking, how are we down right now? We're playing decent basketball. North came out and took it to us in the second half. And hats off for them, Zeller and Sem, and, a couple of supporting casts. But those two are the main players. They really played well tonight.
Yeah, outscored Cheyenne by 16 in the second half. And, the hot shooting that we had from Cheyenne in the first half never really had a chance to get on track like that again. Probably some adjustments by North, contesting those open threes, not giving those looks that the way they have in the past, or they had in the first half. So it's going to be a Spartan victory tonight, 83-75. But as we said, seedings don't change. So as we look ahead into the future here for both the Mustang girls and boys, Coach Wingenbach said the girls play at 5:30 on Tuesday. We know they will be hosting Fargo North, the team they defeated tonight. Cheyenne boys will be hosting at 7 o'clock or 7:30. Not sure who that is. I don't have those off the top of my head. I'm thinking that's going to be probably Shanley.
Yeah, no, it's Shanley.
Depending upon how things shake out.
Well,
but
not.
then a second round is, assuming both upper seeds win, both North and Cheyenne. This could be the exact same matchup 1 week from tonight, except it will be at a neutral location. Again, we're going to do our best to be able to bring you the coverage of the games on Tuesday. We don't know for sure how that's going to play out. So As always, make sure that you like and subscribe and do all those things to the social media platforms. T-Money's going to put it up here for me. Facebook, it's at Mustang Post. Instagram, at Mustang.post. And on Twitter, or as Coach Newton calls it, X. It disappeared on me there.
At Mustang.
At Mustang.
It's whatever. At Mustang Post?
At Mustang Post. There it is, at
Boom.
Mustang Post. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Click the bell. If you click that bell, you will be notified every time we go live, and we're hoping to bring you that action on Tuesday night. Well, Coach, that's the end of the regular season. We didn't get to do a ton of games, but thanks for joining me up here tonight. We'll see what next week brings, but certainly both the boys and the girls programs, they're going to be looking to make a strong run. And as you pointed out, you got to get the 2 wins at the EDC tournament before you accumulate 2 losses. If you can do that, you punch your ticket to state. And, you know, at this time of year, playoff basketball, anything can happen.
It's true.
It really can. You know, you play like your hair's on fire, and you just go out and you let it go, and you don't worry about things, and really good things can happen. So for Jeremy Newton, I'm Dan Wolf. Thanks for joining us tonight. Spartans defeat the Mustangs 83-75 in the boys game. Mustang girls win 54-37 in that one. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.
Jumping that, summon that, jumping that, jumping that fire, jumping that, hitting that fire, jumping out with.